Hi, I'm Max, a knitwear designer, children books illustrator, and I'm really bad at Zelda.
He is. I'm Vincent. I'm a knitwear designer, yarn dyer, and amateur hair model.
So we decided to start a knitting vlog because we did a lot of Instagram live, having fun chatting with you guys, and we realized we had a lot of things to say and kind of feel like, yeah, I talk a lot. But and also kind of feel like this is our social, even though you're not really there. So it felt like a nice way of us to talk about our work and I don't know, a bit of our life at the same time.
Yeah, and we decided to do it in the form of happy hour
Yeah.
because we miss those a lot. Happy hours with the friends in pubs, knitting with groups. We miss that a lot. So we figured that because it's happy hour, we will share our drinks with you every time, every video.
Yeah.
Not every. I was gonna say every week, but this is not
It's
going to
not,
be a
no,
weekly
it's not going to
thing.
be a weekly thing.
No, but we're gonna share our drinks, and tonight we're drinking. What are we drinking, Max?
A Negroni, my
Yep.
favorite drink. So, cheers.
Cheers.
Cue the music.
I've been teaching now. I recently started teaching online. We were asked to teach in various events in the past, well, not the past year, but recently in 2019 and in 2020, but beginning of 2020. But unfortunately, something happened, and we had to change the plans. So I started teaching online, and I taught recently at Vogue Knitting Live, or as they call it, Virtual Knitting Live, in January, and I really, really liked it.
It's still VKL.
It's still
Sorry, I just
VKL.
realized.
Yes, it's Virtual Knitting Live, and I'm skipping the February edition because I'm also teaching at Knit City.
Canada, yep.
Knit City, virtual Knit City organized by Knit City Canada, teaching the same classes, which are color work other than stranded and mosaic knitting, intro to mosaic knitting.
Yeah, and the registration went live last week. So you're gonna teach that, and I got us tickets for the Knit Night hosted by Gigi Made It, Aimee from La Bien-Aimée,
Yes.
and the Grocery Girl. So this is
Yay.
gonna be fun. So you're gonna see us in the crowd during that event. I hope it's gonna be really fun to be able to chat with people and just see like what everyone's doing.
I think it will.
Yeah. So those were your professional engagement.
Yes.
What else? Well, our what's the football term for this?
Super Bowl?
Yeah, our Super Bowl just started. We have well,
What's the
what's the sport equivalent of? So RuPaul's Drag
the
Race
Olympics.
just started again, the US edition and the UK edition.
Yeah.
So
and they're back to back for us. So well, not back to back, but on Thursdays,
yeah.
we watched the second season of Drag Race UK.
Yeah, and the US one is season 13 now.
Yes.
Is it? Yeah. And but honestly, favorite one, the UK. They are so funny. And season 13, they're fun, but they're overproduced. Like
Yeah.
they're
Everyone has like a million designers, and
catchphrase.
they already have their catchphrases before coming in. It's still fun, but
Yeah.
it's still it's a little bit, like Max said,
And
overproduced.
Rue seems a bit bored. Like in the UK, she's laughing all the time because they're sort of unpredictable. And my favorite one is the one from Scotland. She is hilarious.
Lawrence Cheney.
Lawrence Cheney.
Yeah, that was
That's
a
the way she
great,
said it. So yeah,
great Scottish accent, right?
yeah, because we're a big fan of the UK. So and Scotland too. So I cannot wait to go back.
So that was the news.
Yeah. So a lot of TV, and we also finished Bridgerton, which I just learned they were novels, so I feel like I should read those because it's a bit like Gossip Girl, but
yeah. Well, I think there was an interview right after, and they said that it's Gossip Girl with pentecoats. I think
it's
was
the
term.
proper description for that. Yeah, and I love that they're doing just like 8 episodes, so it's not too long, and it's from Shondaland, so that's it for what's new with us.
Yeah.
Back in December, we launched our latest Les Garçons design, which means it was designed by both of us. It was the Unbearable Hat. We launched it on December 20th. Was it December 20th?
23rd? No.
No. 20th. It was 20th. Yeah. Because it was the last minute gift for people to knit before the holidays. Yep. So we have the mini one.
So I made this little child version. It has the little ears, like we made for the
mini Unbearable.
The hoodie.
Yeah.
The mini hoodie.
And I did the larger one I went really big with my pom-pom. So it was inspired by the Unbearable hoodie. And actually, the original one, I knitted the kid version. He knitted the adult one. Yep. So for the beanie, the toque, the hat. We just switched it up. So I did the one inspired by these colors, and he did the kid version.
Yep.
We don't have the kid version with us because the little model who modeled the sweater, we cannot get it back from him. Nope. He's totally in love with it.
He wears it all the time.
Yeah, he dreamed of a pink sweater, and there's like nothing for guys who are pink, which is pretty stupid. So he was just totally in love with the color choice for this, and we actually did that with him in mind. So quite happy for that.
So it's fine. Yeah, we have the hat now.
Yeah,
to show it's the ears go this way.
Yep.
What's the yarn for that? It's West Wool.
Yep.
It's made. It was the hoodies were a collaboration with West Wool, and then we used whatever we had left over to make the little hats. So it's their base is tandem. It's the DK weight base. It's not super wash yarn.
It's super soft.
Yeah.
It's perfect for collar work.
Yeah, because it has a little. It's a little toothy, but not that much. But it is. It has a little grip, so it's better for color work than super wash yarn. And the
colors are, this one is Canal House.
Yep.
The white is Pebble.
Yep.
I have here I don't know if it's sort of like a greenish,
yellowish.
Yeah, it's
green
lichen.
Or a greenish.
It's an amazing color, and
it's called. You said it, but I don't know if they understood. So it's lichen.
Yeah, lichen.
And this one is called Roswitha, I think. Pardon me the pronunciation.
I don't know.
Yeah, so those are the little Unbearable hats.
Yep, and this was our first collaboration, the hoodie, and we've worked. This sweater took us like a year, I think, to launch because we had the idea in November of last year. Is it November? October?
No, it was the idea was in like September-ish.
Yeah, and then
the first draft, and then we found the yarn in December.
Yeah, and found the yarn. We didn't know what we were gonna do with it. We were actually at Loisiveté. It's a tea shop owned by La Bien-Aimée, Aimée. I was there for a book fair in Paris, which was totally fun that I got to see Aimée again. And just behind us while we were sipping tea, we just saw the colors, and it just like, it was exactly what we had in mind for the sweater.
Yep.
So we just contacted after that the team at Stefan and Penelope, and it happens.
It happened.
Yeah. So that's
yeah. What else have we done?
Oh,
what else have you done?
Yeah, there's the elephant in the room. No, I'm not that's a really bad imitation. So yeah, I'm wearing a brand new sweater that I knitted during the holidays. It's the Wave of Change Pullover by Denise Bayron. It's in bulky weight, super fast knit. So I wanted to knit something during the holidays that wasn't a design of mine, something really easy, something that would be perfect for some tipsy knitting, because it was my birthday.
We had a lot of that.
Yeah, birthday, holidays, a lot of Zoom with friends and family. So this was the perfect project, and it took me only 5 days to knit it. So it just flew off the needle.
Yep.
Needles.
And he doesn't want to make me one now.
No. And actually, it wasn't this color. I did this one holding 1 strand of DK and 2 strand of Suri lace to get the bulky weight. And I had a yarn, a beautiful white yarn with speckle. But once I knitted it completely, it felt a bit more like an Easter yellow. Not exactly what I had in mind. And like I said, this is a tipsy knitting. So it was knitted during like nighttime, wasn't seeing exactly the color. So once I finished it up, I was a bit like disappointed with the colors that I picked. Love the fabric and all, but a bit disappointed. So we came up with the idea of over dyeing the whole sweater, which was a bit scary, but it took me only 5 days to knit it. So if it turned out ugly, like it didn't lose that much time. It's not a fingering weight. Yeah. So with him, we used the recipe of Meredith's Gray, colors we have in the shop. And we just didn't add the yellow to it because my sweater was a bit yellow.
So it's basically just I just went as if I was dyeing 7.5 skeins.
Yeah,
because
it's
it
super
was
heavy.
700 and something grams. So and we just put it in the dye pot and voila.
A big gamble, yeah.
Gamble.
The DK and the Suri didn't soak as much dye as each of them. So I ended up with a mild effect, which I'm totally in love with. And it's really fun that I didn't plan this at all. And it just turned out like this. So
a little bit because of me.
Yeah, it was, the colors are yours. So. And if you never knitted a sweater before, I highly recommend this pattern. Denise has a super well-written pattern. Really easy to follow. There's video instruction if it's your first sweater. And it's in bulky weight. So yes, I knit super fast. So 5 days, you will probably not knit as fast as this because that's the only thing I did during the holidays, drinking and knitting and video games. But super easy. So.
Yeah. What else have you knitted 10 times over the holidays?
I have a new design coming up. It's going to be published in the first week of February. It's called the Volcano Trail cowl. At least I think last year I saw Justin Kim, who's a friend of Aimé of La Bien-Aimée. He knitted a sweater, a cable sweater, with a beautiful fade that went from fluorescent yellow to a pale gray. Love this fade so much that I wanted to bring it into a design of mine. Never worked with a fade before, so I wanted to try it out. So this one, the first version I did, inspired by his. So that's the second one I did after that. So this is a new fade that Aimé developed not so long ago. So the color at the top is, I have the anemone. I feel like Nemo, anemone, when he's trying to teach where he lives. Anemone at the top. In the middle here, it's Aneminaru. And then the third one here is Arcady. And the last one is Urso. So I've just reached out to Aimé with the original one you just saw before. And then she came up with this fade. So I had to make it after. It's super easy. You start in the round. Then when you're at the garter stitch, you will work flat the whole time and then put it back in after.
Yeah. So it's garter stitch in the round, but it's seam. So you just have to knit all the way, all the time.
Almost no purling.
All rows. The drawback is you have to make a seam after, but you don't have to purl. So which one do you want to do?
Yeah.
No purls or a seam?
And the seaming it's not too complicated, honestly. Really fun to do. And I've actually also made a third one. But I'm not gonna show this one. It's gonna be a surprise when it's gonna be coming out. But this one is inspired really by a volcano. So it's going from orange to pink, then to charcoal. So you really have the big lava feel. And that's the thing. The thing here, which was made in duplicate stitch, is inspired by like a sort of lava trail. So this is a new design coming up soon.
And then you made me 2 hats.
Lies. I had leftovers from the this one. So I've made the Bois-de-Coulonge hat designed by Atelier Cliche, Jean-Philippe Cliche, which is one of our friends. He's a designer from Montreal. So I use anemone and anemone hold together in fingering weight with 2 strands of Surrey alpaca that I had in a similar color from La Bien-Aimée also. So it's a 1x1 rib with details here in the middle.
A little slip stitch detail.
Yep.
And twisted slip stitch.
Really fun to make, and I am obsessed with lavender, but I didn't know what project I could do in this color. So a hat was like perfect.
Yeah.
And since it was really fun, I made a second one, because when you like something...
So now I have 2 hats.
No, we can actually have one each now. Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah. Super comfy. Surrey alpaca is the softest thing
it's
ever.
Very squishy.
Yep. So this one I've made it with Mowry yarn. So that's the Surrey. But this one is a color query. And I rolled 2 strands of this with dyed by Dells.
Dyed by Dells?
Who's this?
Who's this?
On the yak base. In the undyed. So both these 2 together gave me this thing here. Super comfy, super fun. So yeah.
Yeah. And what did I make?
What did you make?
I made lots of socks.
Yeah, a lot.
I made, we got last summer, was it last summer, last spring?
Summer, no, it was summer.
We got a circular knitting machine, sock knitting machine. So it makes sock tubes or sock snakes. So we used a lot of fingering weight yarn that we either didn't, like, for me, I chose yarn that I knew I wanted to make a vanilla sock in. So like, we're going to show you there's a fade, there's self-striping yarn. So I didn't want to make socks with a pattern in it or stuff like that. So I just cranked them up in a long tube. I have here what's left over of that tube. So I have 2.
It's so tiny. It's a tiny tube.
It's a tiny tube. So it's I have 2 left with those, and I'm going to talk about them when I'm actually going to finish them. But then I made those socks. They're plain vanilla socks. I cranked the tube, and then I made afterthought heels and toes and a little ribbing at the top. The yarn is Shirley Bryan.
She's a fellow maker. She's from Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, she's from Ottawa, where I went to university.
Show off.
Little bit about me. And it's called the deconstructed fade. So it's a fade that comes into 2 skeins, 2 equal skeins, and then you can have matching socks like this. And I there was another color here at the top that I didn't end up using because I still have long feet, and
they're really bang for your bucks.
Yeah.
Our skeins are really long. You can actually make these one another pair of shorty socks.
Yeah, I could
easily.
if you have smaller feet or you make smaller legs. So and then that's what I made. I tested a number of toe decreases because you're knitting the toe from the kind of at the top down. So I tested different rates of decreases. I tested different heels, and then I did just a regular cuff like this. Oh, I tested a few bind offs, like 7 of them.
Yeah, because I do the tubular bind off on my socks, which works perfectly for me. But
Yeah.
I think you're tighter than me, so you don't get your ankle to go through it.
And I have big calves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I need, I think those ones are tubular. Yeah, this one is a tubular bind off. But then I made this also. This is a Christmas gift that's still here.
January. Yeah.
It's for my brother, who wears 13 size shoes, size 13 shoes. So it's very long socks. And this is West Yorkshire spinner yarn, self-striping, that I just cranked also.
We bought them on the trip, this one.
Yeah, we bought that in the first stop of our UK
Road trip. Yeah.
road trip.
Yeah,
in
this was our first
Oxford.
yarn crawl.
Yeah, first yarn, like
Well,
self-directed
yeah.
yarn crawl.
What? Where's a yarn shop? Let's do this. Let's
Every
go.
time we
Yeah.
stopped, we looked for a yarn shop.
Yeah.
And that's where I bought that. It was in 2018, September, I think. And I never knitted it until I put them in the tube.
It's really fun. It's super fast. The one we
Yep.
got is a Les Garçons 45?
Yeah, it's a Les Garçons 47. It's not
47.
yeah.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Listen, if she lies about her age, it could be 45.
And I should check, but I think they were manufactured in Montreal back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a Canadian, French Canadian machine.
I didn't know. I only
Yeah.
thought they were pretty. I didn't look for more
That was,
information.
They were made here, and then it's a company not too far from here called Chambord CSM for circular sock machine, and they restore all kinds of machine, and they go in estate sales and stuff like that, and then they buy the old machines and then they restore them, and then they sell them, and they manufacture the cylinders that you need to do different
Sizes.
circumferences,
Yeah.
sizes, and so they manufacture that. They sell every part also. So that's where we bought it, and that's where
They were one of the vendors at one of Julie Asselin, who's a dyer from Quebec that you
Yep.
probably know because her yarn is everywhere, which is totally amazing. And they were there, so we just put her name on the list. It took up to 8 months, I think, before we got a...
Well, there was
There's a waiting list.
There's a
for-
waiting
yeah.
list, and they also make their own model, but the waiting list for that is way bigger.
It's 2
way
years, I
longer.
think.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
2 years when we signed up, and I think now it might be more.
Even longer, yeah.
Yeah, and I have one last pair that I finished, but that's all. It was also another gift, and this one is with the proprietor, the owner. But I do have the other half that's supposed to be another gift.
This is so the cat in the hat. That's
Yeah.
And you came in from a bag, like it's
So that's another. That's from the Cozy Knitter. She's a Canadian indie dyer, and she does a lot of self-striping.
Our first vlog is all about Canada. Hey.
Hey, yeah, all Canadian
Yeah.
makers. And it's a little kit, self-striping kit that's called You've Been Helped.
Go help yourself.
Go helped yourself now. So You've Been Helped, and yeah, so that's the other pair. And now you're gonna say that the socks are not gonna work because I'm knitting both toes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't-
knitting
okay.
a toe on each side, and then I split in the middle, and then I do the heels and the cuffs. So that's another pair. We're gonna show a picture, insert picture here, of the actual the pair that's done. Yep.
They're really fun.
And I have one last pair of socks.
Yeah.
Yep. So these are my Advent socks. They're they have been knitted with the Cozy Knitter again. 24 stripe Advent sock, where you're supposed to knit one stripe a day in December, from the December 1st to the 24th.
How many days there's in December if I'm counting on the on the socks?
There are lots. No, because the 24th stripe is this one, I think. And so I cheated a bit. I had to knit a few more stripes, like each. Some days I would knit 2-3 stripes. I knitted the entire heel and then more stripes another day, because I wanted to finish on the 24th, which I did.
Which is the most amazing day of the year.
Which day is it, Maxim?
It's my birthday.
It's his birthday, but these socks are not his.
Nope,
They're mine.
I could still just snatch them and wear them. So.
The pattern is the DRK, or Drea Rene Knits, on Everyday Socks. And the designer is Andrea Mowry. I don't know if you've heard of her, Max.
She's a brand new designer to me.
Brand new designer.
Yep. An up and coming designer, I'm pretty sure.
No, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's a kick-ass designer. Did amazing work. My favorite of hers is the wool and honey that you knitted too. So
it's my favorite sweater that you're
super
never
talented.
gonna wear.
Yeah. I never steal it from you yet.
Yeah, because you don't know where it is.
2021, it's gonna happen.
So it's a simple rib sock. It's knitted from the toe up with a flegel or flegel heel.
What's that?
I'm not sure. It's a type of heel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
It's it's this heel. It's called a flegel heel. It's a it's a play on the
Are you sure you're not trying to
flap.
say? Are you sure you're not trying to say fish lip and you're going with fliggle heel?
No, it's flegel.
Okay.
Because it has a gusset, here.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is the last thing I made.
They're really cool.
My last finished object.
Squeeze. Love. I started a project November of not last year, the year before. The Woolfolk collection launches a new, well, it's not new anymore because it's been 2 years. It was a super long cardigan, the BROMBÄR jacket. So I've asked Vincent to dye the yarn for this. It's an Aran weight, and for me, it's almost floor length. So it needed a lot of yarn for that. So in December of 2019, Vincent dyed me 16 skein?
18 skeins.
18 skein for this.
Free of charge,
yes.
I might say.
I'm lucky.
Yes.
So he dyed me this. Then 3 months later, I casted it on. Loved the ribbing at the beginning, super fun. And then I started the pattern repeat, which is a pain to knit. It's the most amazing thing, but it's really hardcore to knit. And I'm not enjoying knitting it, but I know I'm gonna wear the shit out of it. So, big fan. So, here it is. I'm just gonna show you the stitch pattern at first. The texture is also made by the yarn, which is dyed by Dell's Max's Khaki on the Aran weight. So
Max's Camo.
Max's Camo, sorry. Well, the base is Max Khaki, and you had the black for a camo effect on it, which gave the nice effect. Gonna put it on quickly, as quick as I can.
Can have a little fashion show.
Well, half fashion, because it's not done yet.
Yeah.
So as you see, texture is here, really nice pocket that I still need to do the lining. It goes up till here, so it's 24 inches of pattern, then 6 inches of ribbing. So this, for your mom, this goes to the floor. So
yeah, my mom is very short. She's like 5 feet.
And there's a drop collar here, which is really fun. So I know I'm gonna wear the heck out of it, but it might go on a little timeout again for the sleeve because they need to be knitted flat. and I want to do the really long sleeves. So I have like a little bunch of things there.
Yeah, so you can like bunch them up.
Yeah. And I'm always cold during the winter, so I know I'm gonna wear it a lot. So I sort of need to finish it before like spring, but
Yeah,
I might wear it next year.
Maybe just next year. Yeah.
Yeah. Super fun.
Super fun.
Super fun. Gonna take
I also have something I'm working on. Let's first show the bag that I got for my birthday. It's a gift from Max. It's from Hide and Hammer, and it's monogrammed. We're gonna show it closer, but it's monogrammed by Dells over here. I don't know if you can see.
Who's this?
Who's this? It's me. It's a nice size bag for a sweater, which is what I'm working on. I've shown a little preview of it on Instagram, and then people started asking me, what's happening with that design? Well, it's happening. Let me tell you that. I've finished the body. So this is the sweater. It's going to be called, not sure yet.
Yeah, I'm like, you're going to surprise me if you know the name. You didn't
I know the name. It's probably going to be the Oxfordian.
Okay. Makes sense.
Because it has a long story, which I'm not going to explain now, but it's going to be in the pattern description. And I wanted to make a little Henley type collar. So it's like a V collar, but with little plackets that you can see here.
It's not a V-neck.
It's not a V-neck. Yeah. No, it has little plackets, which normally have buttons and buttonholes, but I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to add them. I'm just going to keep it simple like this. So I'm holding 2 strands of yarn throughout to make that effect. I'm just going to try and show it here without... Maybe you hold it. So I'm holding 2 strands of yarn throughout so that I can make this little marled effect here. And then for the little plackets here, the placket details and the collar, it's holding only 1 strand. So you can mix the textures of it with 2 different gauges. And then I finished the body, and I had the brilliant yet not so brilliant idea
double-edged sword
of making the ribbing, which is all wonky now because it's not blocked or anything. It's hard to show. So I'm just gonna go back here.
It always looks like a big mess while you're knitting it, but then when it's blocked, everything is wonderful.
Yeah, so I had the brilliant yet not so brilliant idea of knitting the ribbing with 1 strand of yarn as well. So I went from 200 something stitches to 380, almost 400 stitches to make a 1x1 rib at the bottom. It's going to be optional, but it looks so great.
Yeah.
It took me forever, but it looks awesome.
That's the thing. When something looks star-bought, that's like the biggest compliment you could get.
Yeah.
And this small detail, it's really amazing. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, so I'm gonna work on the collar this week probably, and finishing that up, and then 1 sleeve, and then it's gonna be ready to be written. Well, I'm gonna finish writing it and then send it to test.
Are you gonna do the cuff the same thing as the bottom part?
Well, I have to now that I committed to it. Yes, I'm gonna do it. Still, a cuff is gonna be a lot faster than the entire...
I feel the pain. The pain is there. I see it.
For the design, I used Dyed by Dells yak sock. So it's a blend of superwash merino and yak fiber, which gives the base a little gray undertone, and nylon. And I used Meredith's gray. No, that's Cheryl's Skull. And then that's Meredith's gray. The other one, and the third color, which is here, I don't have a full skein, but I have my leftovers, so it's Twyla Sand on yak, which is a little tan color.
Was this your first project with yak sock?
It was my first project with Yak Sock.
I did the Once and For All, my sweater with this, and other project with leftovers that I had. I'm loving this yarn. It's like, it's a bit like a light fingering. It's fingering, but on the lighter side. It's not...
Yeah, it's a small fingering.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the fact that it has a gray base makes every color...
Yeah, look gorgeous in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could just do whatever color and it would look awesome.
Even because, it's true.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm working on now.
Amazing. And I have one little last thing that I'm working on, and it's yarn related, but it's not any design or knitwear. I've started a new hobby, spinning. So I want to apologize in advance if I get my words wrong, because I'm still learning how to spin yarn, and I'm learning via YouTube, which means it's a hit and miss. So sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it doesn't turn out great, but so I got a drop spindle from Urso Yarn Co., which is a yarn dyer from Montreal. The dyer behind this is Paul, and she had these drop spindle custom made. Love them to death. So this is my first spin. I'm really happy how it turned out. My first attempt were disgusting. I over twist the whole thing. Twisted both, applied both yarn together. It was like so dry, so disgusting. And I'm like, what did I do wrong? And then I just learned how you need to get your own mojo, how to draft properly. And now that I got it, really happy how it turned out. And what I got on Urso website were these little clouds like this of fiber. I've seen the braids before, and I think they are harder to begin with. But these little clouds are really fluffy. So I draft my fiber from this. And I'm obsessed. It's really fun. I love the drop spindle. I'm doing this like while watching TV instead of knitting. And now I'm already looking into getting like a knee spinner or something. They make a lot of sounds, so I'm not sure I could do this while watching TV. And I usually knit while watching TV, so we'll have to see. So really fun. I have many fibers coming in the mail soon. I might have went overboard in shopping.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah. I'm like an insomnia shopper. If you have an Etsy store, I've seen it. So I'm starting this. You might see even more out of it. And I got into the spinning because of, is it Emily or Alexa from Tin Can Knits? I think it's Emily.
I don't know.
It's the one from living in Scotland now.
It's Emily.
That's Emily. Emily started handspun, and the colors she chose are just right up my alley. So I'm like, okay, I want to attempt to do something like hers and do like a hat or a sweater out of handspun. Totally amazing. Looking forward to knit my own handspun.
Look forward to wearing it.
Don't steal it. So after this one, now I've ordered it's called a Needy Naughty. Really fun word to say. Nitty naughty. So I'll have to skein it on this, soak it in water, then block it so that it won't unravel after, and I'll make a pretty skein who's going to be Instagram worthy. I hope. So yeah, that was my last new project. A lot of new things are coming in the shop. This month we launched our first yarn club. It's inspired by the His Dark Material book trilogy.
Yep.
And the first book of the trilogy is in the US and Canada, The Golden Compass.
Golden Compass, yes.
Or The Northern Lights in the UK, where the author is originally from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems that The Northern Light was too complicated for us. It's really weird, but it's the same thing with the Philosopher's Stone and the
Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah. So The Northern Lights would be the right title for this book. I read the first 3 books while I was going at university. Loved them big time. They're actually in my top 5 best book of all time. Loved it big time. And when they announced that we're doing the TV show, I've listened to the audiobook of the 3 books. Loved it even more 10 years after. And we watched season 1 last year, loved it. And you've started to read the book at the same time or after?
I actually started to read this book, the paper one, before they announced the series.
Yeah,
I started before during a trip. I think I bought them just before traveling. You know, remember that traveling?
So you mean many years ago?
So 2019, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't have time to read paper because my hands are always busy either knitting or dyeing. But I still managed to read like 3/4 of it, I think, before the series 1 started on TV. And
and during season 1, actually, they're mixing book 1 and 2.
yeah,
Because events in book 1 and 2 are happening at the same time, but you read them in a novel. It doesn't matter. But in the TV show, they've introduced the character Will way earlier. So we actually watched half the season. When Will was introduced, I was like, oh shit. Okay,
Maybe
we
we
need to
should
pause
wait.
it. Yeah, maybe we should wait until you actually read it. So this is when you started the audiobook for this one.
yeah. I'm on. I finished the books, and I listened to them while dyeing, and it's good.
The audiobook is amazing.
Yeah, the audiobook for this one is amazing. I didn't like many other audiobooks because I think it all depends on the narration. If the narration is boring, or it's like just one character and who's trying to, like one narrator is trying to do all the voices, it's kind of annoying. But this one is actually like there's a cast, and they have characters, and like every character has a different voice. So it's amazing. It's an amazing audiobook. The TV series is amazing. It's very awesome adaptation.
I'm geeking out big time, and it's really underrated. I don't feel like everyone's talking about it as much as people were talking about Game of Thrones.
As they should, yeah.
Because Ruth Wilson in this, doing Mrs. Coulter, she's just sitting on a bed, and I'm just like, she's awesome. She's amazing. Awesome. Like
Oscar.
No, it's
for
Golden
a TV
Globe.
series. No,
Yeah.
Oscar.
She's gonna get
an Oscar for a TV series. She's gonna be the first one.
Even the Golden Monkey, like, it's the scariest thing ever, and he's just being there, like, it's so good. And the little girl, well, she's not little anymore, but the one who's doing Lyra, she was in Wolverine, the last movie of Wolverine. She's really good, and Will is like, I'm gonna say every name and just say
they're
amazing. They're amazing. So
everyone's amazing.
Let's go back to the yarn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The adaptation, well, actually, the club will be a 3-month subscription. You're going to receive yarn during 3 months. Yeah. And every 3 months, it's going to be inspired by a character and their own demon. So you're going to get one skein of fingering weight, who's going to be wrapped with a fluffy yarn. It's going to be either Syri alpaca or mohair, which will represent the demon. So they're going to be wrapped together as they are in the books. Like,
yeah,
I'm loving this concept. It's really, it's really fun.
And each subscription, we're going to go with different characters. I'm going to try to go with characters that are important in each book. Obviously, Lyra, which is going to be in book 1 or the first club, is important in all of the and in the entire story. But
Lyra and Pan is you have to start with this.
I had to start with that one.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 2 skeins per month for 3 months. There's going to be a little progress keeper that Max has designed.
It's going to represent the demon. So you're going to get 3
little demons progress keeper. And there's going to be a tote bag.
Yep. So actually, I'm going to show you a little
preview
teaser
of the tote bag. Yeah.
So so this is a little sketch that I made for the bag. It's going to be sent to the printer pretty soon. It's feature Lyra, who's knitting a little something with Pan is there, and my favorite character, Jorek Burnison. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah, I think it's Burnison. That's how they say it in the book.
He's one of my favorite characters.
And we actually had the option to add an extra skein to this club, which is the 7th skein, based on Jorek, because Yorick doesn't have a demon. It's a minor spoiler. Spoiler alert!
You have
minor
to say spoiler before the information.
Yeah.
Just saying that.
So Yorick doesn't have a demon, so he couldn't be represented in the club. So we made him an extra skein possibility. Unfortunately, they sold out very quickly. I wasn't sure it would be as popular, but it's a base that I have a limited quantity of.
And I think it's going to be fun to you today because it's a new base you never tried before.
Yeah.
And the club is something for you to have fun and be inspired by photos, characters, and I'm going to be there to be like, maybe a little, like, it's going to be a fun project. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to say no.
No, well, you have to try until I say yes. Just kidding.
So yeah, we're waiting for the progress keepers
to
arrive before sending the first shipment. I'm gonna die the first month, and yeah, stay tuned.
And we've been super happy to see so many fans of the book.
Oh yeah,
it feel like
Instagram
just like,
comments were wild.
We're just like, oh, we get it. Like,
yeah.
Like I said, it's really underrated. Super
so
fun.
there are still a few spots for the club on the website in our shop, and the first shipment's gonna be, let's see, the beginning of March, I think, and then it's gonna be each month starting from there.
Yep. So this is gonna be for series 1, and then later on the year we're gonna do series 2. And then series 3, because it's been renewed for the last season, so cannot wait for this.
So it's gonna be series and book 3 and book 2, and then series and book 3. And then we're still gonna wait a little bit for series 3 to arrive, because I cannot plan for the colors for characters that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
I heard the description, but I need to see them.
I know. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
This other one, I'm like, it could be either like people would be like, what's happening? If you know what I mean about these characters, we're the weirdest shape ever. I cannot wait to see them in real life.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, no, these are the one I had in mind.
I think that's gonna be an extra. No, I was thinking about your favorite character.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Oh, can I just say, Mary Malone in season 2, amazing.
Yeah, amazing cast. Amazing.
So yeah. So okay, I'm done geeking out about
what else is new in the shop then? Well, if you've seen, we added some books and subscription and not subscription but magazines and books to the shop, and we got last month we got Ready Set Raglan, a book from Bum Bum Publishing about like many types of raglans, and it's not a it's the logical follow-up. Yeah, that's the right word. It's the logical follow-up to this book, which is Knit How, which is basically simple knits and information about tools and tips for people wanting to start knitting.
A great beginner's guide.
Yeah, it's a great beginner's guide. You have like like I said, all sorts of tips, but like it's all illustrated techniques and lots of photographs, and and very simple patterns that can be like sweater, like from accessories to sweater patterns that are beginner friendly.
Yeah. And it's really well written too, because it's from Pom Pom.
It's from they know their shit.
Yeah, they do.
They know their shit.
So our shop update this month is going to be on the 30th of January. It's going to be a small shop update, replenishing stuff we already had in the store.
Yeah, so it's going to be mainly Twist DK, which is 100% superwash merino DK weight, and then silk mohair, which also we didn't have that in the shop as an option. No, not yet. It's going to be new. I did some mohair for a wholesale order at the Knitting Loft, but I never put the either leftovers or what I dyed for us online. So it's going to be new for that. and then some Surrey alpaca as well.
The fluffiest yarn ever. Yeah.
Softest yarn ever.
It's going to be a little advertisement for Surrey alpaca, but if you never tried this before, and if we've never met before, my name is Max. I'm addicted to Surrey alpaca. I'm wearing a sweater who has this in it. It's the softest thing ever. If you've ever knitted my the snuggle cowl, the snuggle is real cowl, there's Surrey in it.
Yep.
It's the softest thing, and it's good with beard. It doesn't felt. Mohair does felt with beard, so Surrey's that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it for us. So I hope you had a good time.
Yep. And
the happy hour.
This was our first episode, so do subscribe if you want to hear about us during next month. I think we're going to do this as a monthly thing.
Yeah, monthly, 3 weeks.
Listen, we're going to say monthly for now.
Yeah.
And see how it goes with our schedule and stuff. But it was really fun for us to chat with you. So do follow us on Instagram. I'm Max the Knitter.
And I'm by Dells with a period. So by.dells.
Yeah.
And follow us on Instagram. And our website is boutiquelesgarçons.com.
My drink is almost done. So
yeah, my drink is done too.
Yep.
Cheers. Bye.